So moving to Brown Stadium has become a topic of discussion once again. Now we've heard like little bubblings or rumblings, just from people talking on Twitter or complaining about, just if you ever been to a Brown Stadium, kind of know it's terrible to park down there. It's terrible to get down there unless you're riding a bus. Especially if you're coming from like I don't know, like 20, 25 minutes away from the stadium, it's kind of hard getting into Cleveland on a Browns game. Freeway's terrible, parking's terrible, and then it is cold. Like it's freezing cold. It's on the lake. And it hasn't actually been to our advantage that we playing in the cold. We played one of the coldest windshield games of all time. We played one of the coldest windshield games of all time this year, and we lost. And a lot of the cold, terrible weather games that we play, we lose. It doesn't benefit our team. It doesn't benefit it. Like the weather doesn't help really anything. It just makes it a little bit worse on the fans, and it's a harder product. Now, I'm a harder product to sit there and watch. Now, what I would say is for the most part, I would rather have a dome. I haven't been to too many domes. I've been to the dome in Detroit. I traveled out there for the Browns versus Bills game when it got moved. I went out there. That game, it was a much more enjoyable experience. If you ever been to a dome or, indoor stadium, you would know, like, this is nice. You can sit actually and watch the game. It's not like you're freezing and, a lot of people don't feel like that's actual football, but I feel like it's a better product for the NFL to put on the field. That's my personal opinion. Now, what are you guys' opinion? Do you guys think the Browns should build a dome? Jimmy Haslam has been flirting with the idea. Now, if they were to build a dome, it's a lot of complications that come in with that, and it could get real messy. The main thing I would say about building a dome is where are you going to put it? Now, of course, you could always put it downtown and where First Energy is at, but that comes with a lot of major problems because building a dome isn't like an off-season thing. Like building a complete stadium takes about 2 to 4 years. So if you're going to be gone for 2 to 4 years, where are you going to play football at? Now, can you play football at the Hall of Fame game? It's not as big as First Energy Stadium. Can you play football at Ohio State? Maybe, but who wants to drive to Columbus to go to a Browns game? I know I would, but why would you want to inconvenience your fans like that? Would you want to, like a Browns versus Bengals game would be filled with Bengals fans. Would you want to maybe, it's really hard as far as like, you could build a stadium somewhere else and take the stadium out of Cleveland so you could play at First Energy until the new stadium is ready. But like I said, it's a lot of complications that come with that. So it's either you could make a brand new dome on the lake, or you could take the Brown Stadium out of Cleveland and build a dome somewhere, maybe like one of the ideal locations I heard was Independence. Now, Independence is like 10 minutes away. I like that idea. They play at First Energy, and then once the dome get built, everybody move there. They do whatever they do at First Energy, and then we're able to host Super Bowls, concerts. I would kind of prefer that. That sounds like a nice idea. Now, it would be beautiful. If it was a dome in downtown Cleveland, it would be a great experience for the fans. It's just the issue of where are we going to play football at for the next 3 years. They were originally able to build First Energy Stadium because they moved the Browns out of Cleveland for 4.5 years. Nobody wants to see that happen. That's when we moved to Baltimore, as you guys know. So that's really what it comes down to. Now, what would you guys prefer and what would you guys think? Like I said, my personal opinion, if we could play at like the Hall of Fame Stadium, I don't know, what's that, Cannon? Or if we could play, that's really the closest place. I mean, Akron State is not Akron State. Akron doesn't have that big enough of a football field. Maybe play at the Hall of Fame Stadium. Tickets would be a little bit more expensive, but do that for 3 years. Or maybe we could play at Detroit Stadium. That'd be kind of difficult as well. And we build a dome in Cleveland on First Energy. Not on First Energy, but on the lake. I feel like that would be the best for as far as long-term purposes, and that'd do the best for the city. Or you could just simply build a dome in Independence and keep playing at First Energy Stadium. Um, I would rather go with the first option. I don't mind traveling to go to the Browns game, you know. Now, depending on how far I got to travel, yeah, but for season ticket holders, like, that'd suck. But, you know, all season ticket holders isn't in Cleveland at the same time, so maybe it's a way we could, like, take a fan vote or something like that, like we did with that mascot that got put on the field that cursed K. York. But you guys let me know. You comment down below and shit. What do you feel like is the best idea? My personal opinion, though, we absolutely need a dome. And for anybody that comments a retractable roof, it costs more to put a retractable roof on First Energy than it costs to build a dome. So, comment down below. I don't know how they're going to pay for this. You know, they're going to probably raise everybody's taxes that live in the state, well, not the state, the city of Cleveland or whatever city builds the stadium. And I know they're trying to buy land, but they already own the land that's where First Energy is. So it makes a lot of sense to just have us play somewhere else. But what that would do for the fans, what would the fan reaction be if we have to go to Canton and pay more because it's less seats? But I would rather play at Ohio State. I mean, tons of seats, huge, bigger stadium, one of the biggest stadiums in the country. I would rather play at Ohio State. But, I mean, who wants to drive to Columbus, you know? You guys comment down below. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. Giving my personal 2 cents on it. Maybe we could get a little comment section going back and forth and I could react to it on a different video. It's your boy Will. I'm out.